Day 10. We're plowing through here, and we are on Indonesia. Day 10. That's right. So I actually already made a cup of this morning at my students' house, basically. So I've got a couple kindergarten students. I made them coffee, and I asked them what they thought, and they said they felt like it was slightly medium elevation. They said it was probably a wash process, and that probably came somewhere from Southeast Asia. That's what they were thinking about it. I asked them about tasting notes, and they said there's subtle hints of, caramel, notes of like peach, like that. That's what they said. No, actually, I made some for their dad, and then. But things were kind of chaotic. We were setting up, we were making hotuk, which is like a Korean pancake for the class today. So we had a bunch of things to set up ahead of time. But while we set up, I made some coffee for him and the three of us, basically. It's just like a quick process, and then, did a pour over with the V60. He said it was good, and then he ran out because he had to go grab the kids and get them ready for class. So I remember when I was funneling the beans into the grinder, I was looking at the beans and I was like, holy light roast, Batman. It was very light roast. And now that I've had more time to just take my time and look at this, the roast level was quite a bit varied. But like when you ground it all together, it was light roast, even like as an average, with all the grains mixed together. Light roast. So then when I tasted it too, and I'm going to taste this again. Yeah, when I taste it, what really kind of smacks me across the face is sort of like a slightly underdeveloped light roast. And it has, that to me has a distinct flavor. It's like it hasn't been roasted long enough. Very light, very kind of almost like it's almost like wood grain kind of I don't really know how else to describe that, but it's definitely got like this wood pulp sort of a taste, and I like it actually. Like I had this one time before, and it was even more of an underdeveloped light roast, so it was really like smack me across the face light roast. And even though there were no typical characteristics that came out, like fruit or nut or whatever, I really enjoyed it, and I enjoy this as well. I'm not gonna get any taste notes out of this. I don't think. I tried pushing the brew like this. That one I had to back off on the grind size since I was making enough for 3 people. So I had to do a coarser grind. Kept the water hot to try to get as much extraction as possible. I did a lot of agitation and whatnot. This one I was able to grind finer because it was just for me. So let me taste more. But still, the by far the predominant thing is kind of like that wood sort of flavor. Let me taste a little bit more. But I do taste something like caramel apple too. Let's see. The caramel apple came way after. So when I drink it, it tastes like light roast. It's like, wow. And then if I let it sit there for a little while, then suddenly a caramel apple comes and then goes. It's kind of weird, but cool. I like it, And like I said, I like the light roast thing. So let's take a look at Indonesia. What it says. It says it's strong. So there's no correlation between strength on this chart and roast level. Region is Cayumas. Okay. Altitude is 1,000 to 1,600 meters. That's quite a disparity. Middle elevation type of deal. Varieties. There's SLN 795, USDA 762. Okay, interesting. Process wet. That's what it says. Wet hold. I've never seen this before. Giling Basah. Giling Basah. Well, that would be the Indonesian, I guess. Name for it. Wet hold. That's interesting. Taste notes: apple, brown sugar, chocolate, lime. Okay, all right. Well, I did get that caramel apple aftertaste. Caramel's not in the taste notes. Brown sugar, chocolate, lime. I don't get lime. Nope, I don't get lime. Sawdust, in a good way. I don't want that to sound bad. It's a good sawdust. It's a delicious sawdust. It's like you're working in the garage, and after a long, hard day's work with sweat pouring off you, you've been cutting lumber. You pick up a caramel apple and you take a bite. You sit back and you say, "Yeah, done good work today. Worked hard. I was a man." You take another bite from that caramel apple, and then you maybe take a bite of sawdust, like a real man. And that's about it for this one. Yeah. Anyway, let's just kind of finish this off and read what it says about Indonesia. Our Indonesian coffee is produced by the Koperasi Surya Abada blah 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 blah. The co-op pools their resources to benefit more than 180 members, as their land averages around 2 I can never say this. Hectares each. Okay. Let's see. They are a well-organized group offering training in pest management, improving coffee quality and productivity. That's really interesting, and I like that they include this kind of stuff because it really puts you, like, at least in your head, it connects you with the reality out there that there's people out there who have the land. They have a strategy, and they have to cooperate, and they kind of work on problems that come up and produce the best product they can, and all the work that goes into it. There has to be a ton of work that goes into this kind of thing. So, and somehow it manages to make it all the way from over there, which is not too far from here, but it made it all the way from there to was it Denmark? Where is this coffee company from? Denmark or the Netherlands? Anyway,
Poland.
Yeah. Anyway, made it all the way over to Europe. Then I made it all the way over to Korea, and here I am drinking it. This is wild when you really start to think about that, and I think that adds to the experience of drinking coffee. So I'm glad that they include this kind of thing and give you something to kind of transport yourself to another world and another kind of life, and maybe have a little bit more empathy and appreciation for the coffee that you're drinking. So fantastic. Let's see, 1 second. Now that it's cold, more of the apple is coming out, I gotta say. Okay. I didn't get this when I did the bigger batch in the coarser grind. I've been talking too much, so I'm going to cut this video, but tomorrow is Panama, and I'm not going to look at the taste notes for that either. I want to know. I want to see if if I'm just getting lucky here or what. So catch you next time. Thanks again.